Hello everyone, welcome back to Ships Worldwide. We're back after a bit of a break because life.
Yeah.
This
is the most inconsistent podcast on the web.
No.
No?
Okay. I follow this guy. His name's Too Mellow. He's awesome. He says, did you know that almost every single podcast tries for a schedule and fails? And if you get past, and he said, if you get past 4 weeks without a failed schedule, you are good. And we've done 4 weeks.
We have.
So you know what? We're not that bad.
No.
So, life got in the way slightly. Which is, I know, I'm trying to not say that.
I want to talk about that today. I forgot it. I watched that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I want to kind of see it. So we'll maybe learn if I should or shouldn't.
I'll scrape on it. And,
okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm officially done. I'm on summer vacation now.
How is that?
Weird because because even though I'm on summer vacation, I still got stuff to do. Like, both on the work front as well as the personal front, such as the reason that last week was delayed was that I needed to get a boating license. Do you know that boating licenses are hilariously easy to get, but they just take 5 consecutive hours?
You can't, take a break?
You can.
Okay.
But then you're just delaying that 5 hours. Because literally, you go on the website and there is a timer counting down each lesson that you're on. And so on the page, there might be a single note, but you have to be on it for 1.5 minutes. There might be one thing, a text saying, when you see this sign, this means slow down. And it's a sign that says slow down to this speed. And you have to be on that page for 1.5 minutes. There's 7 modules, so 7 units.
Yeah.
Each unit has between 25 and 57 lessons.
57?
Which are 1 minute each, roughly.
Oh my god.
And you have a test at the end that, if you fail, you have to redo the entire unit, timers and all.
Oh no.
I never failed a test. My mom did. And it was on the longest unit.
Oh no.
And she was so mad. But the hilarious thing is, it's all on the computer, so you're not monitored at all. So you can just completely open up another tab and search up answers for the tests, which, I mean,
kind of defeats the
not
purpose.
even gonna lie, I did. Even though I knew most of the answers, because so much of it is common sense. Yeah. But even still, I'm gonna double check just in case, because given the chance, I will. You can even do that on the final exam, which is a Government of Canada sanctioned test, where it's just open up a tab and it's whatever. It's easy. I don't know how SpongeBob has failed it, because the boating exam, I failed.
It's a meme.
I failed my driver's test.
How many times did
you? Okay, so my learner's test, I'd say 7 times I failed that. That's just the questions. 7 times I failed that.
I think I failed my learners a few times.
Because, it's legitimately a little bit difficult. Because the questions, you really have to think. The boating test is either, which of these is the thing that you should do if a boat is coming towards you? Turn right. Keep going, stop, or do a U-turn. It's really? So, or they're
assert your dominance.
Yeah. So some of them are a little more difficult. It's if you're in a 14-meter boat, what should you use to bilge the water out of the bilge? The bilge. That's where the water goes.
Okay.
That's where the water goes.
Never heard that word before.
It's like at the bottom of the boat where if water gets in, where does it go? It goes into the bilge. Oh, okay. So how do you get water out of the bilge? You open it and the water goes out. Oh my god. I did that.
Now you're a boating master.
I'm a boating. I haven't boated yet, but
planning to this summer. Or?
Yeah, because my sister got a kayak, and of course we're you can't have someone go out on the water alone, legally. You have to have someone else with you while you're boating. So it's what do we do? We were thinking of getting maybe our own kayaks, but nah. And then we were thinking, do we get Sea-Doos? And it's nah. So then we let's just honestly, this boat was used and it's cheap, and it's just we're yeah, whatever, let's get it. Little did we know the boating test was a pain in the butt. And it said, do the boating test and you can go boating the same day. And it's after 5 hours.
Wake up at 6 a.m.
Right? That was an adventure in boating fun. But I guess if we're going into weeks now, because I guess that's what I was kind of doing. Yeah. Other stuff that I've done is, I guess for the video games, I've been I restarted my Kingdom Hearts, trying to
I've been talking about
finish it up
that
there.
a lot.
I've been playing. Well, I'm only on Kingdom Hearts 0 right now, Birth by Sleep. I'm playing it on Proud Mode, which is tough, but not too tough.
Okay.
Like now that I'm into it, it is a very nice balance of difficult but not impossible. It's pretty much like the bosses can kill you in, like, literally I've had times where I load into a boss and I'm dead within 10 seconds. But to beat them, it only takes maybe about 2 minutes of being good. Like it's more about being good in short amounts than long extended amounts.
Okay.
Like I'm not fighting anything with like the most health bars I've seen on a boss is like 3. And like one combo takes about a third of a life bar. So like, yeah, it's not impossible, but it's a challenge because they hit hard. And I've been enjoying that. I've been skipping through a lot of the Disney scenes because the one problem I have with Birth by Sleep, what I'm playing now, is all the Disney worlds are super ancient Disney stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like you got Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella. You got
vintage.
Peter Pan, you got, like, the only modern one is, like, Stitch. And even then, it's, like, it only takes place in the ship at the beginning of Lilo and Stitch, not the actual Hawaii, which I would love to go to, but no. So, yeah, it's, like, it's
probably added as, like, a last-minute thing, then.
No, because it's a full world in space there. But it's just because later on in Kingdom Hearts, you find Stitch alone in a place, so it's like instead of Hawaii he went to Hollow Bastion, which that means nothing to you, but there's a few like little nice touches. Like I haven't played much of it because it's the PSP game and I didn't have a PSP, so I'm playing it and I'm enjoying it. It's definitely, I can see why people dislike it. You do have to play through the same game 3 times, one with each character. But yeah, I mean, they have different stories though. But you know what? Yeah, no, I'm enjoying it. There was a bit of a shock though when I picked the last character, who's the mage. She, on the hard difficulty, gets killed in about 2 hits.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I actually needed to grind for about an hour at the start of the game just to be able to get through. And now I'm about halfway through her story, so it was good. But like just that beginning where I'm like, there's these like little bunny enemies that use their ears to like punch you, and like it was like punch dead, and I'm like, oh god. So no, I've been enjoying that.
Speaking of animals, it's a Canadian thing mostly. Have you been seeing the geese cross the road yet this summer?
Do you mean the land sharks?
Yes.
Because I don't know if people know, geese are terrifying.
They're super cute though.
Oh,
when they're crossing the road,
what are you talking about?
They like wait for the cars and then they start moving, and then
if you look at a goose wrong, it will come up to you and they have spikes under their wings.
Do they?
Yes. Like, when they hit you, it hurts because underneath their wings, they have a row of spikes.
It just sounds like you're trying to, like, aggravate them.
No, okay, I've been playing Pokemon Go. I go and walk at the park by my place.
Yeah.
And literally, we have to avoid the geese because they walk towards you and then get mad at you for being near them. They're like enemies in a video game. Like, they seek you out, and then they see you, and then they aggro. And it's like, why? I'm just walking by. And like, they're like, what, you coming after my family, bro? You coming after my gooselings? What are their babies called? Gooselings?
Yeah, I think
Goslings?
So.
Ryan Gosling? I don't know. But no, they're like, you want to go? You want to go after my family? And I'm like, I am literally walking by you.
But when you're in the car and you see them crossing the road, it's super cute.
No, because I'm worried they will attack my car.
Okay.
Geese? There's a reason why the final boss of King of Fighters is named Geese. Just like how the final boss of Street Fighter is named Bison. These are Canadian final bosses.
The final boss of Canada is just a horde of geese.
Right? Like, it's terrifying. Geese are... they are cute, but...
Especially the baby ones.
Oh yeah, the baby ones are cute.
When they like...
But if you look at them, the parents look and go, what, you want to take my child? You want to go? I'm ripped, bro. Spikes under my wings. I hate geese.
Didn't one like almost attack you or did attack you?
Yes, many times.
Yeah.
I'm just walking. And they're like, oh, you want to go? And they're like, ha. And I'm like, stop. Why are you honking at me? I'm just walking by.
That was a great goose impression.
I'm sorry. Geese get me a little riled up because people don't realize how deadly they are. I mean, they'll never kill you.
No.
But they'll hurt you.
Yeah.
They'll beat you up. I'd rather be killed than beat up that bad.
Really?
No.
Okay. So any other video game?
Well, okay, wait. What were you trying to talk about when you brought up the geese?
No, you were talking about you were talking about bunnies, and I'm like, animals.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
Slightly weird. Okay.
Where else was it going to fit in the podcast?
Fair enough.
Right?
I've been going a bit through Bayonetta 2 because it's not. We'll get to that with you. Don't worry. Yeah. Because I've already beat it once, like it's not a priority. It's kind of a pop on and play sort of thing. I'm near the end. Man, amiibo farming is so crazy good.
So cheap.
It is, but you know what? Because considering the platinum ticket is even more expensive in this game, I don't mind.
Yeah.
And then anything else?
Have you started Mario Tennis?
Yeah. I'm about halfway through the story mode. I don't know why people are saying it's too hard. It's not.
There's a difficulty spike in the mansion. That's for sure.
No, I'm almost through the mansion. It's
like did you do the mirror part?
Yeah, that's easy.
Really?
Yeah.
Took me. It wasn't like, oh my god, this is like difficult, like extremely, but like.
Well, you know how the different shots work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just
got to learn how to do them.
Yeah, it's just teaching you. It's like you got the shot that goes up, the shot that goes down, the shot that goes straight ahead, the shot that does the normal arc, and then you can aim it with the stick. I'm surprised at how accurate you can be with that thing.
Oh yeah,
it's really good. No, I mean I haven't been playing too much of it, but I've been enjoying it.
Have you unlocked the new character yet?
No, not yet. I have to go through tournament mode, right?
Just you have to play one match.
Yeah, so I went to tournament as soon as I got the game, thinking that it was already out. And it wasn't. No. So then I'm like, okay, now I gotta get it. No, that's about it. Just playing whatever. I'm getting ready for... I'm just about done Little Witch Academia for my own channel. And after that, I'm moving on to Resident Evil 4. So I'm excited to play that. Got the art already. It's already on my Twitter icon. It's all good. Yeah, no, not much else. Just getting through. Playing on the DL. Oh, well, I guess the reason why I haven't been playing much, I totally forgot. I watched a lot of Summer Games Done Quick. Okay. SGDQ. And now that it's done, I've been watching a lot of the archives because, oh man, that is still one of my favorite things.
Speedrunning games just doesn't appeal to me.
It's so cool to see a guy be like, all right, and now I'm going to touch this wall, and if I hold up against it, oh, look, I'm through. And you're like, how did you do that? I've played this game all my life, and you just walked through a wall. And just seeing the way they break it, seeing the way that people, react to... It's like, oh yeah, if I jump on this specific platform during this cutscene, I can skip the cutscene and get to the final boss right away. And it's like, I love that. I love seeing how you can just break it, right? And the environment is awesome. There's not only the runner, there's the commenters. I love watching it. So I've been watching. One of the ones I just finished watching, which is nuts, is one guy played Pokemon Blue and Pokemon Yellow at the same time using one controller, and he beat it in like 2 hours.
Wow.
So he would have to, because Blue and Yellow have differences. There's trainers where they're not in other ones, and you have unique encounters and stuff, right? So he would literally battle two opponents at once and be menuing at the same time. And he would use the fact that Pokemon Yellow... So and this is why it's interesting. He talked about, so the way they made Pokemon Yellow is they literally hacked the original Red and Blue to just add color in. Like, it was a process that gets done after. So, as such, it causes the Game Boy to lag.
Oh, okay.
So, he uses the frames of lag when color comes in to menu on Pokemon Blue, which doesn't have the lag.
Yeah.
So, it's incredible stuff like that is so interesting to watch. Mind you, that one has tons of resets because they're like, oh, I've run this so many times, but they had the incentive of, if you donated, you could ask for Pokemon Be Named stuff, right? I donated and asked for Paris to be named Vinny, but I didn't win. So he's like, yeah, that was a cool thing, but now, because it takes a certain amount of time to put in the names, now my timing is off for stuff because the name affects the input lag.
Oh.
So it's like, there's like little things like that. It's really cool though. So I really enjoyed watching that.
The only speedrun thing I did was in the first Uncharted game and the second one, but like the first one and the second one to do a trophy.
Yeah.
And it is surprising how broken the first game is.
Oh yeah. No, I don't do much speedrunning myself.
That's what I found cool. I guess like that's cool. Like seeing how broken a game is. Like
I love that. Yeah, like, for sure. Well, not even like majorly broken, but even just slightly broken to be able to abuse that though.
Well, the
like,
first one was like broken.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, so I love that. So like that was like I'm not a speedrunner myself, but I love the concepts of speedruns that are involved, and I love
I just want to go out of my way to watch them, you know?
No, fair enough. Like I like them as background stuff. Like, they're amazing for background, because then you just get to look up and, oh, yeah, Mario is just flying through the sky. He's just going. He's just gone.
There he goes.
He's like, oh, what's that? You warp to... Oh, I love wrong warps. Have you heard of a wrong warp?
No.
It's basically, you know, every time you walk through a door in a video game, it sets a trigger to say you are going through here, which say it's like point E1, and because point E1 connects to the next map, and that is point F1. But if you do a certain thing, you can manipulate the values. So when you go through a door, it doesn't say, well, you're going through E1 to F1. You're going from E1 to Z12, which is the final boss door, because they find ways to manipulate the numbers in the game, right? So they'll literally walk through a door and get to the final boss, and they're like, and to do it, they have to do crazy stuff like, yeah, I just jump on this shell 12 times, and it's like every time I press buttons, it changes up the RNG. It's like, it's so interesting. I love that stuff.
Like how casually they just talk about
it. And the runners are always so casual, like, yep, so I'm going to change the RNG, and yep, we're in the final boss. And I'm just like, oh, so cool. So I love that.
So, anything else for you?
No, that's about it.
That's about it? All right. My turn?
Yeah.
Okay. So, first thing I wanted to talk about is Jurassic World.
Okay.
Fallen Kingdom.
Hit me up with that.
It was okay, I think.
Okay.
The more I think about it, the more, like, I didn't think it was great type thing.
Did you think Jurassic World was great?
I think it was pretty good.
I thought Jurassic World
Looking back on it, I thought it was like...
I actually recently watched it because I put it on at school because I was bored.
Okay, you know what? So I bought Jurassic World on Blu-ray. It was like a special edition case.
Yeah.
It was like kind of rounded at the top and then square at the bottom. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of a unique case. I like that. So I took it home, unwrapped it. It's just an ashtray circle with Blu-rays in it.
What?
Yeah. It's one of the worst like Blu-ray cases I have.
That's crazy.
I hate it.
Huh.
I actually want to get it again, so I was like, it can fit in my Blu-ray collection and not like in an ashtray container.
That's hilarious.
But go back to the second one. It's kind of like losing the magic of the series. It's kind of like almost jumping the shark a bit.
So you mean it is the Jurassic Park 2 to Jurassic Park as what this is? So, like, because I don't know if you've seen Jurassic Park 2.
Oh, I have, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember it much, but
There's a reason you don't remember it much. It's a bad movie.
But when I think of Jurassic Park 3, it's like, well, yeah, I remember that movie.
Yeah, Jurassic Park 3 was better. That's why people are saying, like, yeah, this is like the middle movie, and then the last one's going to tie it all up.
Yeah. It's just, I want to talk about it, but I don't want to spoil it. Because, like, there's some, like, the ending really, like, I think it's the best part of the movie.
Okay.
Because it's like...
Okay, let me just ask a question. You can just say yes or no. Dinosaur-human hybrids.
No.
Okay. Because that was the original plan for Jurassic Park 4, was that the park would be filled with dinosaur-human hybrids who used machine guns.
But there are things about, like, hybrid stuff.
Okay. That's cool.
And, like, it's just on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, don't say it. It's okay.
It's kind of a stupid twist thinking about it, but it's definitely...
Chris Pratt is a dinosaur.
Yes. No.
Pratosaurus.
Blue is actually his actual daughter. But the ending really sets up stuff for the third one, and I'm interested to see where it goes.
Fair enough.
That's what I have to say.
Okay, so it's a middle movie.
I'd go see it, but I won't go see it again if you know.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that's one I'll wait for the on-demand.
Fair enough. Okay. Other than that, that's it for movies. It's actually before we're seeing Ant-Man. We're seeing Ant-Man on Saturday? Yeah, okay. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
See, apparently the ending's
Yeah,
really,
well, because I don't get. Marvel needs to hire new movie trailer people because I see on or commercial people. It's like the ending will rock your world. I'm like, just say the movie will. You don't have to specify the ending because now you're setting up that I only care about the ending.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I am looking forward to it now because it's like it's going to obviously explain like how they're going.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We don't want to give spoilers.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be like what happens in Infinity War.
Yeah, I think it's happening concurrently to a point.
It'll like mesh into Avengers 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Game wise, I've been playing Smash 4 a bit.
Really?
Yes.
Ah.
Here and there. Just seeing like I've been playing this Bayonetta a lot.
Now that you know.
Yeah, now that I know.
And now that you know, you're like, wow, that is the most accurate character, right? Like, that is literally how she plays.
But, like, playing it, it's like, wow. This feels... I don't know, it just already feels inferior.
Well, now that we know Smash Ultimate is, like, faster, and I've been watching
I think that's the feeling
I've been watching lots of footage, and, like... It is Project M levels of fast. Like, it's a fast game, which is cool.
Can't wait to, like, play it and see what it feels like. Because you can never get that feeling just watching it. Right?
I don't know, I've watched it a lot. I'm starting to get phantom game feels.
Oh, jeez. Other than that, the big game I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
And I want to get into spoilers.
Yes, we will.
There's a lot to talk about.
Yes.
Bayonetta 2.
Ah!
Finally finished it last night.
It's old enough. You're good for spoilers. We don't need to.
But there are some people who didn't buy.
Yes. So if you don't want spoilers, don't listen to this. And if you don't care or know, just keep going.
Okay. So overall feeling of the game, I feel like the pace of it wasn't as good on it.
Yes.
Yes. It felt like it's like, okay, we're progressing. And it's like, oh, zoom.
And then the ending hits real abrupt, right?
Yeah, real abrupt.
Yeah, for sure.
Because, like, okay, first spoiler. You go through hell really quickly. Like you don't
How'd you like Ara Lune?
The girl at the end? The woman?
No?
Oh.
The
honestly,
Rose girl.
The names in the...
The Rose boss, who was like who stole Jean's soul.
Yeah, that is the woman at the end of hell.
That's not a woman, that's a demon.
Well, demon woman.
They don't have genders, they're demons.
Okay.
She's the best, though.
I felt like she should have had more character development because like, she kind of just like.
Actually, there is a lot if you read the diary stuff.
I do, but it's just like I kind of just like read it and then
fair enough
throw it out type of thing.
She's awesome. She's great.
And she's a good, cool boss.
Yeah.
It's cool seeing all the previous demons.
Yeah.
Like the spider and the centipede.
Did you know the spider is just like from Devil May Cry?
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. The spider is literally just a boss from Devil May Cry 1.
Huh.
Like, it's one of those things where I don't know how Kamiya does it, but he just takes characters from other companies, and even though he made it, he's like, yeah, just put them in. It's awesome.
Yeah, but like after Hell, that's kind of where it just kind of like falls apart, kind of.
Yeah, because it ends very...
Because you're all of a sudden back in time and like...
Okay, but how did you feel about going back in time and getting Bayonetta 1 music, Bayonetta 1 like... enemies, and it's like, ah!
Because when like... the chapter name appeared. It's like Vigrid, City of Deja Vu. I'm like, oh shit.
Right?
Okay, the ending.
I love the ending.
Yeah, me too, honestly.
Like, what other game is a sequel and a prequel?
It's weird.
It's awesome!
How does that... I still... don't know how to make sense though.
Time loops, bro. Like the way it works is it's caused itself and now it's going forever.
So then what about Bayonetta 3?
Well, Bayonetta 3 will keep going in the future. Well, because no, Bayonetta is continuing forward.
Okay.
She just made the villain of Bayonetta 1.
Huh. That's cool.
Right?
Oh, that scene where like Baldur does like the spikes in the...
It's great.
And then puts on the...
Baldur's cool. Did you know he's playable in Tay Climax?
No.
Yeah, Baldur and Rodon are both playable only in Tay Climax.
Speaking of Rodon, he's so cool.
He's so cool.
In Hell, when he's like killing his enemies in like one hit. And
He's so good. He's so good. And you can use those moves when you play as him, which is awesome.
I'm so happy he's in Smash in like some way.
He's great. Well, because like when you scan the Smash amiibo, he's like, I gotta join you one day, Bayonetta. And it's like, oh! No, Rodon's the coolest dude ever.
I feel like it didn't use as many like variations of weapons as it did in the first game.
What? It has way crazier weapons.
I just used Love is Blue most of the time.
Really?
And then like near the end of the game, I used the katana and the blade swords.
So you never used
And I used the chain job a bit.
Really? No, because because the weapon variety is crazy more interesting than Bayonetta 1. Because you got the scythe, which is cool. You got chainsaws. Did you get the chainsaws?
I don't think so.
Oh my god, dude! Put the chainsaws on your feet and she rolls like a tank. It's so cool.
I'm planning to go back and get them all.
Get the items. There's the hammer. The hammer is super cool because it's totally different because you play like a different game. Then there's the swords, dual swords, which I played mostly all 4 swords, which is super cool. You just turn into a spinning death ball. The bow is interesting.
Yeah, it was. I used it in one Muspelheim challenge because it's the one with like the single platform.
Oh
and
yeah,
how the angel like destroys it.
Yep.
So I had to like.
Well, you can actually get him to not destroy it too.
Really?
Yeah, if you jump right away and fight in the air, he won't destroy it. Then you can jump on for a sec and then go back up in the air, jump back on. That's how I did it.
What I just did is they just.
Okay, but how did you feel about the Muspelheims? Aren't they like 1,000,000 times better than the Alfheims?
Oh yeah.
Like because they're doable on your first playthrough.
This whole game felt like way easier. I didn't die once.
Once? Okay, fair enough. Me neither, actually. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's way easier. And it is also because, like, you are so much stronger. How, how did you feel about the climax thing where now instead of a torture attack with your orbs, you can go into super mode temporarily, right?
And I like how, like, the ending move is just, like, one of the demons.
It's just summon giant demon, which is awesome.
Also, the opening. Holy crap.
The opening's too, like, really good.
Just how you're like on the side of the building going up and fighting Gamora.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's great.
One more thing I want to talk about is the witch hunts, like the part where like it's badly paced, but like in that moment when you're in the mech and you're like fighting like all the previous bosses.
Did you get the accessory that lets you summon the mech whenever?
No.
Yeah, I get that. It replaces your climax thing, like your super mode. It's just instead now when you get full meter, you click it, you go into the mech wherever.
Super powerful.
It's so cool.
Because like some bosses that took like a while to kill.
Yeah, you're just killing the bosses from the first game.
Yeah,
you're just doing it.
Well, like just like the regular like mid bosses, you kill like super easily.
Well, yeah, but even when you're fighting the boss from the first game, like you're just doing them in so fast. It's so cool.
But yeah, I think I need to play through it again to really like determine if I like it better than the first game.
Right. So that's the thing where it's like I say like almost everything wise, it's a better game, but the pacing and the kind of climax, if you will, is much better in the first game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like definitely. Like the final boss is nowhere near as cool as Jubileus. He's cool, but he's not. I want to talk about him too.
I think he was a really good villain.
Yeah.
What was that all about? Him being like not when on the gates of hell? There, he was like not there. He was like the blue.
Because he was in a different realm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's
just pretty much if you're looking weird, you're not in that realm currently. Because like all the worlds kind of overlap. So then it's just like when he's there, he's not there in body. He's there in spirit.
Oh, okay.
He's like in a nearby realm.
But so like what relation did he have like with the Eyes of the World type stuff? Is he just kind of like another...
He created them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because again, it's like kind of just all jumbled.
Yeah, so no, like honestly, the story, like it's better, but it's still not the most understandable. No, there's a bit there that you can look into, and it explains it. And of course, a lot of it is in the just the notes of the game, like it's not in the story itself.
So he created the Eyes of the World, but he didn't like create everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's one more like realm to go into with Bayonetta 3. So
I watched that like immediately after the credits rolled on 2, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, so it's
who's that guy like?
Well, who's the Bayonetta in it? Because it's Bayonetta 1 Bayonetta, but her weapons are different. They're differently named.
Yeah, like I was kind of hoping we get like a new design, like a.
Well, we might. We didn't see Bayonetta 2's design originally.
Completely timey-wimey stuff.
Yeah, probably. Oh yeah, dimensions, time stuff for sure.
Oh, Baldur comes back. I feel like he's like a constant throughout the series.
Oh yeah, definitely. I could see that.
Maybe like, I like the part at the beginning of the game where like you see Jubileus is like.
Yeah, it's like right away. It's like, yeah, there's the final boss you beat. It's like it's really right after. Like it's crazy because it is an immediate sequel and an immediate prequel.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
Oh yeah, the part I really like before like the final boss in games where like they have that dialogue. It's like, this is it. And
yeah,
the ones like they're talking about like what humans can do and like without the eyes of the world. It's like, oh, that's so hype.
It's great. It's great.
But yeah.
Did you play the Star Fox minigame?
No.
Okay, so you know the one where you're flying on the missile?
Yeah.
Wear the Fox costume. It turns into an R-Wing and changes to Star Fox controls.
You don't fly on a missile in 2.
Not a missile. It's the plane?
The jet?
The jet.
The jet.
Yeah, the jet. Like right near the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wear the Star Fox costume, it becomes Star Fox.
That too, like when you're going up the mountain and you see like the angels and demons, like
it's great.
That's great imagery. Like,
it's cool. You know, I mean graphically the game is so superior.
Another thing, why were the demons like unrest? Like
the balance of the world was off. It's what it was.
Okay.
Like with one of the eyes of the world lost, with Baldur dying, the whole world is like going kind of crazy. So both demons and angels are trying to fight for power.
So is that going to be like a pig thing in 3 then?
Since
like Baldur's gone again, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Bayonetta's story.
That's weird because like
tough.
It's just like the whole. I love Baldur. I don't know.
He's cool. He's awesome.
After 2, like in 1, I'm like, oh, this guy's just kind of like
another, like, definitely in 1 he's very one note, and then 2 makes him so much more interesting when you now go back and look at him. Yeah,
he's awesome. But yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Yeah,
I'm going to be playing it up until Octopath because I'm like clearing my schedule for Octopath.
When's that out again?
July 13th.
Oh, that's right away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, didn't even realize. Cool.
Can't wait for Octopath.
I've heard it's getting amazing early reviews. That it's a new RPG classic. So awesome. You know what? I'm down.
Me too.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's time to get into the news. Whoa, where's the news? Right here.
Whoa.
So we have, because there wasn't a lot of Western news since there was E3, I gave you a couple Western or Japanese things to talk about.
Like,
just a couple.
Huge, big things in the West too.
Yep, yeah, for sure. So I will get started with some Smash
Bros.
The new Kirby remix is the greatest thing ever.
It's all right.
Okay, no, but so it's because it is so specifically for me.
Yeah, I can
Kirby Air Ride is one of my favorite multiplayer games of all time. The City Trial mode is the best mode in that game. It's Smash Run. I've heard that song so much. And just to get a remix of it in the style of Ace Attorney, it's so good. Other than that, I've been watching a lot of footage.
Before we go into that,
yeah,
what song or what stage do you think this game's going to be in?
Honestly, I think they're going to do a change and just make all songs be on, like all songs from a franchise just be on all the stages and you pick and choose.
That's what I was thinking too, but that would kind of like...
Not really.
Almost diminish.
No, because then you get to pick where you want it to be.
I guess.
Yeah.
But keep it like in the confines of the franchise.
Yeah, of the franchise. Yeah. But then like
But then like where would the like say like Find Me or not the Find Me music, but like a song that doesn't have a stage?
Well, it'll go to another stage that's similar. Like Mario Paint, like all the Miiverse stuff will probably go to like Find Me or PictoChat. Okay. Like they'll just find similar stuff.
Or could we even get an Air Ride stage?
I don't think so. No. We're I feel like, especially for characters who already have tons of stages, like, because we got.
But you look at Zelda, and we got a new stage.
Yeah, but then there's technically a new Zelda character.
Technically.
There's no new Kirby character.
I like the idea of, like, getting one new stage for, like, each of the big franchises.
We'll see. Well, okay, the big franchise, we'll see. We gotta see. Okay, but some changes that I've been looking at. Donkey Kong now has a new down air. Where he takes his, like, you know his charge B punch?
Yeah.
It's that, but straight down. And it's super cool to see.
Does the fist, like, grow?
Yes.
Okay.
It's so good looking. I saw a bit of footage of him rocking that, which is awesome. Mega Man's forward smash, his charge shot, now looks like the charge shot from later Mega Man games where it has like the blue rings going around it as it fires.
Okay.
It looks really cool. That's definitely an improvement there. Trying to think of anything else that I saw. Nothing too much. That was about it. Just those two like really nice visual changes. But I've been watching lots of footage, and boy, that game looks dang good.
Did you see the thing about what Sakurai said?
Not all stages are returning?
That and how he might not be able to finish
Oh,
the game.
no, that's just him being humble, dude. You're looking too far into it. It's not going to be delayed.
I'm really scared that this game's going to be delayed.
This game, I feel like there's no chance of it being delayed. Like, the way they announced the release date with the build-up, there's no way.
But I also feel like there's so much else to reveal.
But
they're not doing anything.
There's so much already done. Like, it's so close to being done already.
I guess.
I don't have a problem with it.
The other thing that I don't know who said it. I think it was a Nintendo rep, like a big one, like a reputable one.
Okay.
That he said like E3 was like the tip of the iceberg.
I feel like that's just hype talk. I wouldn't.
But I'm scared we won't get like a bunch of new stages.
Well, I don't think we're gonna get a bunch of new stages. I think we're gonna get a couple new stages and stuff. But for the most part, this is just everything. This is just you're getting everything old with a bit of the new. I don't think there. So that's why when you say a new Kirby stage, I'm like, no, I don't think so. Like, I don't think so. I think there's just gonna be a couple new stages and a couple new characters, but that's about it.
It's gonna be nice having like three Earthbound stages. Four?
On it, Foresight, New Pork, and Magic Hand.
Because there's only one in Smash 4.
Yeah.
And it feels so like wrong.
Yeah, no, for sure. So no, like that's why I don't think we're gonna get a new Earthbound stage for sure.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, because once you have double the amount of stages as playable characters, I think you're good.
But I still feel like we should get like a Snipper Clip stage would be so like.
Snipper Clip stage would be cool. We'll see.
Then we'll get like.
We just got to see more.
I don't want to wait.
Just wait. You're so impatient. There's so many games coming out.
I guess.
Okay. Speaking of, well, not game coming out, but speaking of new info, your thing.
Oh, my thing.
Yes.
Okay, right. We're going back and forth.
Yes.
It's been a while since we've done this, so. Okay, so new Overwatch stuff.
Yes.
New hero, Hammond. I like to call him Hammond. He's not called Wrecking Ball. No one calls him Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, but no one calls soldiers. No, wait. No one calls. No, you're right. That's yeah. I do like the name Wrecking Ball, but yeah, Hammond is what people call him.
Yeah. He looks really fun.
Yeah.
He's basically Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, his rolling and his swinging.
Gonna, like, nerf that. That's going to get nerfed and buffed a lot
in his
future.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, because like when he swings and he does the slam down, he kills like 4 people at once.
Oh, that's strong.
Yeah.
Okay, but bear with me here. You know how we got Lucio Ball? Okay.
Hammond Ball.
Hammond Racing.
Yeah, I could see that
happening.
Right?
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Swing it. Yeah, okay.
Could actually see that happening in summer games.
Yep.
In terms of his kit, trying to think other than like the swing.
He has guns?
Well, yeah. He's basically Diva.
Yeah, pretty much.
He can roll, obviously.
Except he doesn't jump out his mech when he...
Oh, he has like shields.
Okay.
He can self-equip himself with shields for a bit.
Okay.
They disappear. Yeah. Can't play him because I don't have a high-tech gaming PC like you and can't play Overwatch. So
you'll get to him. He'll come out.
Eventually.
Yeah, they come out quickly off the PTR.
For at least a month after.
Is it a month? I think it's a couple weeks usually.
Well, it depends like if they're like
broken.
Super broken.
Yeah, fair enough.
Stuff. Other than that, another thing, Sombra is getting a huge buff.
Oh, yeah?
But people are calling it a nerf, where she's going to be able to be invisible, like, forever.
How's that a nerf?
Exactly.
How is that a nerf?
I don't know.
That is...
I mean...
that's the opposite of a nerf.
Thinking about it, like, right away, it's like, oh, man, she's going to be way too powerful, because you'll never be able to see her, but, like, she can't, like, attack.
Yeah, I was going to say, as soon as you attack, you're done.
And they're nerfing it so you can't move as fast.
And that's no different from the spy in Team Fortress.
Yeah.
Turn invisible, but you can't attack, and you don't run as fast. Like, yeah. That's fine. And there's still slight visual cues when you're invisible, right? Like you can see a shimmer, right?
When you run right by someone, you can see like the
yeah, right.
outline.
Yeah, you can see. Yeah,
but you can't see like if she's far away at all.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Yeah. Apparently Torbjorn's getting a like behind the scenes changes.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully he's back in the meta soon because no one plays him anymore.
Fair enough.
Other than that, endorsements. I feel like these people are saying like, oh, they're like, it makes Overwatch like a baby game now that Blizzard has to like monitor your playing now.
Yeah, but those are probably the people who call people the N-word while they're playing.
Probably. And it's like
the N-word being noob, am I right? hey.
It's like the issue of like, oh, you're being fake nice, and like, isn't that way better than being toxic? Like, I'd rather that.
I think it's just not good to interact with Overwatch stans, we'll say. I hate that word. I hate that word so much.
I also played Symmetra's new kit.
Yeah.
And she's fun. My friend who doesn't play Overwatch much, he likes her a lot.
Cool.
So, the whole like huge force field in the middle of like it like crosses the entire map.
Oh wow, huh? That's neat.
Yeah. So other than that, not much else. Looking forward to the next event, I guess.
Cool stuff. Which is Summer Games. Cool.
One more thing, sorry. I'm hoping year 3, it's more like there's at least one new event that comes around, but
we'll see.
You never know.
All right. Jump Force got 3 new characters announced for it.
Sorry, I said 2.
That's okay.
That's my bad.
From Bleach.
Look playable?
Yes.
Okay.
So you got Ichigo, main character Bleach, wearing a bit of armor because he's from the Last Arc. You got Rukia, who's kind of like the main female from Bleach, which is cool because she wasn't in the last one.
Doesn't everyone hate Bleach?
I'll get to that. And then you got Aizen, I guess he was the big bad of Bleach. I didn't even know. And he looks dumb. His costume is horrible, but he's in there. I find it a bit weird that they're pushing Bleach because Bleach was bad at the end, and it like died. It's over. So it's I like at least when they're putting in the characters, they're putting them in with everything from the last arc to make them like up to date. But like, why all this noise for something that no one cares about? And it's a shame because Bleach was gonna be good, but then it got bad. Like basically at the start, it seemed really cool with like this idea of like a monster of the week thing, and like, you know, it's like, oh, you know, this guy he's a normal teenager in one life, but then he has to go into this different form in another, and then he goes to like the parallel world, and then everything goes to crap and it's bad.
Okay.
So yeah. And even the art got bad. The main artist just stopped drawing the backgrounds. He just stopped. Yeah, by the end of it, like they used to have pretty detailed backgrounds. By the end, it's literally characters talking in white voids.
What?
It's weird. It's like, why? It's so weird.
Huh.
But they're in there. Ichigo's at least cool. So that's cool. But it does confirm that like we're pretty much getting for every franchise the main character, a sidekick, and the villain. Okay. It's like make teams of 3. So like definitely like because we got like Goku and Frieza, good guy and bad guy, and then we're gonna probably get Vegeta because he's kind of like the sidekick. You know, for One Piece, you got Luffy and Zoro, first mate, so he's like best friend. So we're probably gonna get. They showed off Blackbeard ship, so we're gonna get Blackbeard. You know, okay. So it's we got characters coming out. I'm still interested in that game. I know some people hate the art style. I think it's fine. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Okay.
Dumb anime fan service. Love that stuff.
You should talk about this next one.
Okay.
Because you know all about
this. This is a Western thing. Westworld Mobile versus Fallout Shelter. So, basically, Westworld came out and said, hey, check out our new game.
Now that I think about it, I remember.
Check out our brand new game. It's super cool. And everyone's like, this looks like Fallout Shelter. And they're like, no, don't worry. It's not Fallout Shelter. It's made by the same people who made Fallout Shelter. No, don't worry. It's not Fallout Shelter. And then Bethesda comes along and they're like, literally, if I press this button, the game glitches out in the exact same way early Fallout Shelter did. We can repro all our old Fallout Shelter bugs in this game. And they're like, oh, crap. Oh, we screwed up.
Oh, crap.
So literally the company that made it was just like, so Warner Brothers approached them and was like, hey, can you make like a Fallout Shelter game for us? And they're like, yeah, we can do that. Which A, breaches contract already. And then B, later on they're like, oh, so we need to make the same game. Let's just use the same code. That code is now owned by... Like, it was owned by Bethesda as soon as it was released for them.
Yeah.
So they screwed up. Warner Brothers screwed up. And now both they, the company whose name I don't remember, and Warner Brothers are getting sued.
Rip.
So the only one who was kind of smart in that situation was Bethesda. And it's only because they were able to find their own bugs in that game.
Which is hilarious.
So yeah, it's sad.
Huh.
But funny. All right, I'm next again, too.
Yeah.
So they showed off the opening video for WarioWare Gold.
Are you going to get it?
I wasn't before, but now I am.
Okay. What changed your mind?
The fact that there is a 3-minute opening cutscene, which has Wario just speaking, fully voiced. And it will, so it's in Japanese. Also, Japanese Wario is better than Charles Martinet.
Really?
It's really good.
Huh.
But like he's just like it has a whole opening video that is like anime cutscene almost, fully voiced, with just Wario going about his life.
Huh.
And it's so cool. And apparently there's going to be stuff for every character there. But it's because when they said that the game would be fully dubbed in English, and I'm like, what? And it's like, yeah, there's just full animated cutscenes with voice acting.
That's weird.
And it's weird but cool.
Huh.
So it uses I think his name is Ko Tachizuki, the guy who's the main artist for it. He's a big memer. He will just draw memes in the style of WarioWare. It's very interesting.
That's cool.
But it's his new art style, so characters are really updated and it looks really good. So yeah, no, that's really cool. I'm really excited for just like Wario with a story. It's weird but cool.
Yeah. Hopefully after this we get a WarioWare on Switch.
Yeah, I could see that.
Done?
Yeah.
Okay, so some MCU news.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2 has a name now.
Yeah.
By accident.
Maybe. No, that's manufactured. That was on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
That's manufactured. Every fake leak, barring, I think, was it Mark Ruffalo had his like FaceTime on during the premiere of Avengers or something? And then he like showed a little bit.
Oh yeah, no. The audio played.
Yeah, I think that was legitimately
oops.
An oops. But I think everything with not Tobey Maguire there is
But he has like done some leaking.
Yeah, but I think it's all intentional, my dude.
I think so. Because they were at a panel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The title is called Spider-Man Far From Home.
Which definitely has a couple meanings you can use.
I think it's going to be literally far from home, as in he's on Titan.
No.
At the beginning.
Didn't you hear? It's about him in Europe.
Oh, yeah. I was going to get to that.
So, we're going to need some answers for sure.
They've confirmed that he's going to be on summer vacation in Europe. Yeah. So.
But there's a few problems with that right now, so we're going to have to see what it does. A few problems. Not to say anything, but there's a few big problems involved with Peter Parker.
There's something going on right now.
Going in Europe. So
some hurdles.
Yes, we will see. We will see.
Some life changing hurdles.
Yes, for sure.
But yeah, there's not much to talk about the title. I think the third one's going to have like home in it too.
So that's what it's going
for. The home trilogy,
yeah.
You know?
Actually, speaking of, did you hear who was confirmed for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse?
Yes,
Nick Cage as Spider-Man Noir,
That's
which
cool.
is awesome.
Yeah. I'm literally looking forward to seeing like 2099 and like all those guys.
It's gonna be good. All right, back to me. Mega Man 11 got a confirmation of a new Robot Master named Blast Man.
It looks cool.
Which is cool because there was a Blast. So you know, Battle Network has like redesigns of all the Robot Masters.
Yeah.
So they had a Blastman.exe who never had a Robot Master counterpart. Mm-hmm. He was just an original one. Now we're getting the other way around. We're getting their Net Navi first. Now they're Robot Masters. That's cool. His stage is like an amusement park, and it's
really?
it looks really cool. Yeah, it looks dope. There's like signs in the background. It says like "Welcome to Blastman's domain." It looks like giving a thumbs up like Mickey. It's great.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
that's like an interesting like decision.
Yeah, they showed off the shop too, so you can get some of the power up items from previous Mega Man games. Ones that make it so that you don't have knockback. Ones that make spikes not kill you in one hit. and they're all like upgrades. That's cool.
I forgot he's getting an amiibo.
Yeah, heck yeah,
forgot
man.
about
It's
that.
dope. I'm excited. Yeah, no, that game's still looking awesome.
Cool. Okay, so more MCU news.
Yep.
Not very substantial. Kevin Feige has confirmed that Doctor Strange 2 is happening in Phase 4.
Yes. Doctor Strange 2, Stranger Things. Hey!
It's obviously going to be like with what's his name? The main villain. Mordo.
Oh, yes.
Mordo. Yeah, he's going to be like...
Yes.
I hope it's like... It kind of seems like a step down from Dormammu. And
But we don't know that he's just going to be the main villain.
he might be like a side villain.
It could very easily be...
Dormammu again.
No. Could be Shuma Gorath.
Oh, that'd be sick.
That'd be really cool because he's a Doctor Strange villain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone thought it was Shuma Gorath in that Guardians of the Galaxy 2 opening.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone thought that was him, and it's like, nah, man.
No.
They got to give Shuma justice. So,
But yeah, again, a few problems with announcing this right now.
little bit, but honestly, I feel like there's less of a problem with Doctor Strange. I feel like out of all the characters that could somehow find a way to make it work, it'd be Doctor Strange.
You almost said it.
Yeah, don't worry. Spider-Man is definitely very mortal, though. So he's very much has problems with certain things. But, Doctor Strange, he can figure something out. Whip up a
Before we move on,
astral projection or something.
yeah, I feel like the downtime in the latter half of this year, because like Ant-Man's the last one of the year, right?
Is Venom coming out this year?
It's not an MCU movie. I'm talking about strictly
Fair
MCU
enough.
movies. I think like that laydown period is going to be like blowout on event like Phase 4.
Yep.
More details because he also said, or Kevin Feige also said that we're getting the title for Avengers 4 right after like the Captain Marvel trailer.
Cool.
So hopefully we get a lot of news on Phase 4, and like hopefully he does like they do that presentation like they did with Phase 3.
We'll see.
So
Yep.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. Speaking of movies,
Movies.
Jim Carrey set to play Dr. Eggman in the live-action Sonic the Hedgehog movie. To which I say, stop. Okay.
Is this real life? Or is it,
Okay, so it's a Alvin and the Chipmunks style live-action CG hybrid.
Is Eggman going to be animated?
I think, no, because why would you animate when Jim Carrey himself is already an animated figure come to life? They're not going to make him animated because he's
like coming back. Because I remember he was in that like astral projection period of his life.
Oh no, he's still out there and going crazy.
Okay.
But he's still acting.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else to talk about that?
No.
You looking forward to the Sonic movie?
No.
Okay, so some more Smash news. This is on like we're getting into like the Eastern news because there isn't enough Western news this week. More Smash amiibo.
Yeah.
Which means Snake amiibo.
They confirmed every character will get an amiibo, including the ones who are older.
Pichu amiibo.
That one I'm slightly less excited about.
Ice Climbers amiibo. That's gonna be cool.
That's gonna be cool. Wolf.
Oh, that's gonna be sick.
Yeah. But Snake there, it's just like, that's the one that I'm like, Pokemon Trainer I'm excited for.
I wonder how they're going to do that.
So I think
3-pack.
it's going to be a 3-pack of Pokemon Trainer, Squirtle, and Ivysaur because Charizard's already standalone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right? So why would you make Charizard again when you already have him? And it'll just be Pokemon Trainer can be all of them, and then if you scan the other ones, they can they stay as that one.
What if they make it like a big amiibo, like Detective Pikachu?
Could be. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, if that happens, where are you gonna put that?
I have to rearrange my shelf anyways.
But yeah, the one I'm most excited for is the Snake amiibo.
So yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
And the new ones, like have you seen the Inkling and the Ridley ones up close?
The Ridley one is amazing.
That's like it's crazy.
It's
how like
probably the most detailed amiibo.
yeah,
Like it's
unless
really
they,
good.
like, dumb it down for like worldwide release, but
I don't think they will too much. They haven't done that too much since the first wave. Like the first wave, there was definitely a little bit, like with Marth's face and stuff. But like honestly, like after that, everyone has been looking great.
and the Inkling amiibo is just another Inkling amiibo.
Yeah,
You have,
it looks very similar to the original one,
Yeah.
except it's slightly proportioned better, which is nice.
yeah, and like Sakurai said like something on the container, like the triangles or whatever.
Yeah, so like the amount that you need to throw a splat bomb is like way less because in Smash Bros it's way less to use the splat bomb, which is such a Sakurai level of dedication.
Oh man, I love that guy. Okay, back to you.
All right, we have a bit of sad news. Duff McWhalen has died. Do you know who Duff McWhalen is?
No.
All right, so for the new release of the Mega Man X collection, they're going back and changing the names from Mega Man X5 to be the Japanese names.
Oh.
So when the game was first when it was first being localized, Lunette the Clown herself, Claire Redfield herself, like the actress there, she was the localization director, and she said, you know what? Let's just rename everyone to be Guns N' Roses references. So you got Axel the Red, Grizzly Slash, the Skyver, and everyone's favorite, Duff McWhalen, who is the best name for a character ever. Can you think of a character better named than a giant whale robot named Duff McWhalen? The answer is no. Sadly, because of copyright purposes, and I knew this was coming because when I got to the Mega Man X Archie comic section, they had them using the Japanese names. Due to copyright, they are no longer referred to as those names in the Western version. Instead, they are now back to their normal names. I think it's Grizzly Beast or Tidal Makokeen. So they're like, you know, the more normal names. Some people are happy saying it's a return to the better names, but R.I.P. Duff McWhalen. I'll miss you forever. There's a few other changes in the Mega Man X collection that I'm looking forward to. A few fixes, but overall nothing too crazy. Mega Man X6 still is a horribly janky localization. But yeah, so you know what?
Are you gonna get the X collections?
Look at me. Look at my Mega Man collection. Of course I am.
Physically or digitally?
Physically.
Okay.
I love the X games. So like definitely I'm getting 1 and 2 because like those games are awesome. Like X 1 to 4 are super classic, and X 8 is worth the second collection alone. Like it's really good.
Should I play them?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Even like honestly above the originals even. Like they're really good.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Okay, final story for Western Eastern news.
Yep.
Mario Kart 8 got an update that has Labo support.
This makes me really excited for future stuff and seeing how the Labo can use it.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how they can convince me to buy a Labo.
What if, okay, I saw one that might. Animal Crossing Switch using the home. The Labo home.
That would be cool.
Right?
That would be really cool.
Right? That was the one I see people saying.
I'd actually buy one.
Yeah, right? I still want Labo, but I'm waiting for it to go. Oh, yeah. I'm still waiting for it to go down in price a bit.
You think it will?
Yeah, it will.
How's it doing sales-wise?
Great.
Great?
Because a lot of kids want it. That's the thing.
That's cool.
Kids love it.
And they're pushing it into schools now.
Yeah. Yeah, so like, it's great.
Awesome. All right.
And last one. Hideo Kojima started watching Twin Peaks. So if any of you expected any of his games to have a normal story from here on out, I'm sorry. He has now watched Twin Peaks and it will be Ascended Kojima.
It might be like the next one.
Well, it could be the DLC.
He probably has like Death Stranding, the whole plot figured out.
Oh, for sure. But what about the DLC? What about the next game? Like the next Kojima game
will be what I'm talking about.
Understandable. You will not be able to understand it. It's like, it's gonna be crazy.
And then there's gonna be like his like fifth game is gonna just like explain the entire plot.
So there's a lot going on there where he's gone too deep, and we're looking forward to it. But that is about it for the news here. So we are going to be taking a quick break. And then we will get into our import section, which we missed for a little bit.
Yes.
We're going to get on to that. We're going to doing Bioshock.
Trilogy.
The
whole thing.
Fair enough.
The whole shebang.
Versus Final Fantasy VI. Yeah, we'll talk about that. I like how you're like, how's that related? We'll get into that in a second. So we'll see you all in a sec, guys. Ciao.
Bye.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Back after that short break there.
Yes.
And we're into the import section. Where we will be discussing the Bioshock trilogy. Being Bioshock 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. And I will be talking about Final Fantasy VI. And I saw you looking at me like, what?
Yeah.
When I said it. Because you probably don't get where that correlation
might be. Is there like a lot of water?
It's way deeper than that. So we're going to be talking about, once again, we give brief overviews of what the games are about for people who don't know. Then we talk about what we love about them, what we definitely agree can be worked on to make them better, and then finally just some weird, interesting stuff about it. So,
okay.
I guess let's get started with you with Bioshock. Now, Bioshock 1, 2, and Infinite, right? That's the trilogy you're looking at? Okay.
There's no more games than that.
Okay.
There might be like one of those like weird card game spin-offs, but like I don't know.
What about like a Nokia, like old school, not even flip phone, but like the brick phone days?
No, I don't think so.
Those games are like lost forever, dude.
Yeah.
So,
rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
So the Bioshock games are a trilogy of games, first-person shooters, that have sort of RPG elements, but like they're sort of like you can choose from like they're called Vigors. That's what they're called.
Okay.
Plasmids in the first two games, and then Vigors in the third one.
Okay.
So Bioshock 1 and 2 take place in Rapture.
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
And the third
Darling,
one...
it's better. Down where it's wetter. Take it from me.
And the third one takes place in the sky.
Yes, I remember that being a big deal.
Yes. These games bleed atmosphere.
Oh, cool.
And, like... They lay it on thick with the atmosphere, and it's like, especially the first one, it's like down and damp, and basically story-wise is it's almost turn of the millennia, 1999, huge party, but these plasmids that they inject themselves in to like give them enhanced abilities.
Super heroine.
Yes.
Not to be confused with a super heroine.
But super
heroine.
Yes. They turned everyone mad and crazy and threw the city in a state of unending chaos.
Okay.
And you're a guy who's on a plane, crashes into the sea, finds a lighthouse, goes in the lighthouse, and discovers the wondrous world of Rapture post Plasmid apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a few twists and turns. The first game has probably one of the best twists in gaming history.
Related, I know this, to the phrase, would you kindly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. For the third game, which is personally my favorite out of the trilogy.
Which is interesting, because that's the most divisive, for sure.
Yeah, but the atmosphere in that game and, like, the feeling the game gives you and like the themes are really like strong. The story is like absolutely batshit crazy.
Okay.
But in a good way. The ending is like one of the craziest endings in a video game. A lot of very like big things in video games in this trilogy. Story in the third one is that Booker, the main character, has to deliver a girl to wipe away his debt.
Mm-hmm.
Goes very, very more like deep than that, but like that's kind of the surface level, like the top of the ocean, if you will.
Oh, hey, there you go.
Just the waves. But yeah, that's basic summary. I really don't want to spoil stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely one that you don't want to get. I mean, it's a bit older, but there's some good twists there that even I know as someone who doesn't play those games.
Yeah. So like. But like, yeah, we will like dive in a bit.
Yep. All right. So, my game. Yeah, there you go. Final Fantasy VI for the Super Nintendo. It's also on Game Boy Advance. It's on PS1. It's on PC now. Don't play that version. We'll get into the version differences later because that's something I have to talk about. But so it is, again, all the Final Fantasy games are unrelated to each other. They're separate stories with similar elements such as Moogles, crystals, enemy types. Like, those are the same, but for the most part, completely unrelated. But it basically deals with the story of a group of characters called the Returners, who want to essentially put the world back to the way it should be. Because right now it's being kind of overthrown by a tyrannical government called the Empire.
Oh.
Who very much want to kind of control things. It's been years since they have taken over. And you start off as a girl named Tara, who is the only girl, as far as you're aware, as far as the world is aware, that can use magic, which was long thought dead. So here she comes, she's using magic, but she's working for the Empire, right?
Yeah.
And then, as it turns out, she's being controlled. She's literally being mind controlled by the Empire, and she meets a guy named Locke, who was recently revealed as a DLC character for Dissidia. You might have seen him. He's kind of like a thief guy in blue. He comes and he's like, yo, you're not actually evil. You're just like being controlled. So then it becomes the story of redemption, how to overthrow this government, how to make it so that they come out on top. The main bad guy, the main villain, is this clown, literally a clown named Kefka, who his whole thing is he wants the world to be thrown into chaos, because what's more fun than a world of chaos? Specifically,
sounds like the Joker.
Specifically, though, he wants to be the god of chaos.
Okay.
He wants to be the god to control the world.
Very similar to a certain villain in Bayonetta. But
yes, little bit. Also very similar to a certain character in another Final Fantasy game. I don't know if I would say that this is there is a plot twist, mind you. This game is so old.
I know this plot twist, yeah.
So the plot twist is that, and this happens about the halfway point of the game, so it's not even an end game plot twist. Halfway through the game, Kefka wins. He becomes God. And you have to deal with a world where Kefka's in control.
That's such a cool... I like when stories do that.
Yes, so that's definitely something that's really cool. So that's kind of the overarching story. Gameplay-wise, just go into it. It uses the active time battle system, so it's not really turn-based, because certain moves that you do cost more time. So regular attack will cause your attack bar to fill up quickly. But if you use strong magic, even though it's strong magic, as soon as, when you use it, it'll take longer for you to get your turn again.
Okay.
So, and battles don't stop when you're in the menu. You need to basically, you fight kind of, that's why it's called active time battle. You actively have to make sure you're fighting. Okay. You can set it so that when you're in the magic or items menu, it stops, so you can choose there. But for the most part, you're going there and you're choosing attacks quickly.
Okay.
The main draw of the game, though, is the fact that there is no one singular main character. You start as Tara, but you don't even have to have her in your party at the end of the game. There are 16 playable characters.
Wow.
Ranging from, there could be 7 or 8 that could be argued to be the main character. And then there's some that are very much just they're there because you need more party members, like a Moogle or a Sasquatch. But for the most part, there's 16 characters. All of which, they're slightly customizable, but for the most part, they're already their class, right? You get a warrior, you get a monk, you get a gambler, you get a dragoon, so they're already set as what they are. But, so that's one of the big gimmicks of that is that you follow these 16 characters through.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So...
is this still the 8-bit era, or is this...
No, it's Super Nintendo. So it's late Super Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
So it's probably the best looking game on the Super Nintendo. It even does some 3D stuff, which is cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So let's get into what you think is the good of Bioshock.
The good. Well, previously mentioned, it is one of the best atmosphere games I've ever played. So in the first game, there's some really horror moments where that was my stomach. Some really horror moments where the lights shut out, they shut off, and the screen is black, and you can hear scratching and people running around and knocking stuff over. And there's the enemies in the game are the crazy rabid plasmid guys, right? So they have wrenches and melee stuff. Some have guns, but yeah, it's pitch black. Then all of a sudden, the light turns back on, and there's a shadow that's right on the wall, and if you turn around, he's right there in front of you, and it's oh god. Another great one was in Infinite, where there's this area where these horn enemies.
I know exactly what you're talking about right now.
Yeah. If they see you, they like alert like the other enemies that are kind of just minding their own business. You can't like when you're not being seen, like you can just walk past them or whatever. Mm-hmm. But like they try to attack you when like the horn guys see you. So you're going up into like trying to turn something on, and you turn the thing on, right? And you have no control over your player. So you like, I'm trying to think. I think you do manually turn around, and one of those horn guys is right there and does like the loud horn. And man, oh man, the first time I played that, I jumped out of my seat. But yeah, I really like the horror elements in the game. The enemy, I want to say the enemy variety, but there's like one enemy, like the classic Big Daddy. He's like the mini boss of the series, or the first two games.
And the DLC, the third.
Oh yes, the third one. I forgot about that. Yeah, he's really strong. Mm-hmm. He's kind of like a bullet sponge, but like he's a fun bullet sponge. Another great thing about this game is the previously mentioned plasmids. There's like light in the first game. The first two, you have like lightning ability. You can electrocute like the water and all that kind of stuff. I'm having trouble coming up with like the other ones, but like there's a lot of variety. Like, and it's just not like shooting people. It's like combining like elements with shooting and all that kind of stuff. Like you have fire, that too, fireballs. In the third one, there's like murder of crows, where you like take possession of a murder of crows and like send them to people. You can set traps and all that. The gameplay is really like, it's like your typical first-person shooter almost, but it's like has that twist on it, you know, the really interesting twist on it. Like, the stories of these games are incredible too, like some of the best stories in games. Yeah,
all right,
solid. But yeah, these really good games. Really good games.
All right, so Final Fantasy VI.
Yes.
I'm going to talk about the good.
The good.
So this is arguably, and literally arguably, because it's between this and Chrono Trigger, the best game on the Super Nintendo. This game it's great for not only fans of RPGs, but newcomers. Because it's you don't need to grind at all. It's you can just sit down and play it and get through it and rock it, right? Like you can do really well at it by just playing through normally. So there's interesting systems in place with how you basically, once you get partway through the game, so up to a point, your characters are very static in what they do. Like you can't really customize them at all. Like they're set to what they do. When they level up, these stats level up. It's normal. But as you get through, eventually you get summon magic, and it's different because a summon is now equipped like equipment. And depending on what summon you have equipped, you learn that summon's magic. You gain that summon's stats, and you take on elements of that one. So essentially you're giving yourself like a guardian spirit that levels up with you, gives you stuff to permanently keep, as well as influences how you grow. So if you want a character to be very defensive, you give them a defensive one, and they would grow like that, right? So it's very customizable for that. But for the most part, like it's so linear that you don't have to worry about leveling up. Like you will always be at a good level if you're not skipping enemies, right? The cast is so memorable. Like I said, there's like probably 4 characters who are just literal nothing characters. They're there to fill up a job slot, and that's about it. But for the most part, all the characters are so well written and so interesting that even though that there are multiple translations of the game that range in different accuracies and personalities, they're all still so interesting. And it definitely, because it uses advantage of the Super Nintendo's like late life cycle graphics, the graphics of the game the pixel art is some of the best. It is so detailed and so interesting looking. This is where Nomura, the guy who is the writer of Kingdom Hearts as well as the artist for a lot of characters, this is where you see his enemy designs in full force. You get to see exactly what he's going for with them. And it's really cool to see this art that looks like the actual art that they drew for the game come to life, right? The story is really good. It is one of those ones that it is one of those like moment to moment set piece style games, but for an RPG. Every single place you go to is really interesting and has something happen that's interesting.
Okay.
Of course, being an old Super Nintendo game, there are some things that are kind of weird and maybe an error, but it makes it more fun. For example, there's a boss that you fight really early on who is just a train that you are running from. You are running on the tracks and fighting at the same time.
And you suplex it.
They forgot to program in that the train is not suplexable. So you can suplex train. And that's actually brings up another interesting. Every character, in addition to attack, magic, and item, they all have a fourth skill, which is unique to them, that really changes how they play.
Okay.
For example, Terra, the main character, can transform into a mode that does double damage for magic, but also is weaker for defense, right? Celeste, another magic user, she can use an attack which will set it until her next turn. She just absorbs all enemy magic. No damage. So like if an enemy targets something, it will go to you and it won't target you. Sabin, the guy who does the suplex, you click his button and then it says please input the blitz, and you have to put in Street Fighter motions to do his techniques. So you have to do a quarter circle forward in the attack button to do his attack. So it's really cool where every character has a unique system with them as well. And I mean, it's Super Nintendo. The music is just amazing. You've heard One-Winged Angel, right? Sephiroth's theme. So a theme, the final boss theme of Final Fantasy VI is kind of the precursor to that. It is on the Super Nintendo, an 18-minute long song.
What?
It is a song that does not loop until the 18-minute mark because it keeps building. It is amazing. It's called Dancing Mad, and it's, in my eyes, better than One-Winged Angel. It sounds better. They have the organ sounds on the Super Nintendo are outstanding. I guess if there's one more iconic scene that I can bring up, it's the opera scene, where you infiltrate an opera house because you need to steal an airship, and the guy who's going to be there, he's watching the play. Oh, but the lead actress for the play is sick. What do? You get one of your party members, who you play as then at that point, to do this play. You have to memorize your script and then recite it up on the stage. And it has music that can actually be sung to. It's really cool. Just absolutely start to end. Honestly, the best not 8-bit, but pixelated Final Fantasy.
That's a big claim.
It is. I like 5 more personally because the customization is way more, but it is the best pixelated Final Fantasy.
Okay. That's cool.
All right. We got to talk about, though, the bad.
The bad. Before I move on, I think I got the time wrong with the first game. I don't think it's 1999.
I was going to say, I don't think it's the 90s.
No, I think it's like way back.
Yeah.
A bit. But the bad. I haven't been talking about the second one just because it is like the weakest of the trilogy.
Well, it's not even made by the original creators, right?
No.
Yeah.
But it is a Bioshock game, so
yeah.
It doesn't get a pass. The story is kind of like weaker. Since you've already been like explored Rapture before, it's like nothing of a new setting. Nothing's as new, but like there are new stuff, there are new plasmids, that type of stuff. But it's just like you don't almost need to play it.
It's a game. It's more gameplay and less story.
Yes.
Yeah.
The DLC though is like excellent. Minerva's Den, excellent DLC. Can't really describe it because it's like pretty like heavy on the story.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the second game is just like the weakest thing. That's like the bad part of this like trilogy.
Fair
I'd
enough.
say. Yeah.
That's it for you? Okay.
Yeah, I think like the first and third games are like amazing in their own right.
Yep.
There are very few things that are bad with them. None I can come up with right now, but yeah.
Okay. So the bad for Final Fantasy VI for me, there's one big problem, and this might be a deal breaker for some, honestly. There is no perfect version of the game. Every version has its own things about it that on the one hand, you can sort of pick and decide which is your favorite, but you cannot play a version with kind of everything that you want, really. Unless you mod the PC version, which is possible, but takes a lot of work on your hand. So for one, everything past the Game Boy Advance has added in bonus dungeons, which is always cool, and you can find special items, new bonus bosses, new weapons, new magic, all that stuff. So you can't get that in the old versions because there's added in later as bonus content, right? But the Game Boy Advance version has terrible audio because it's on the Game Boy Advance, not the Super Nintendo. So it butchers a lot of the music. It's not the worst, but it's way worse. The Steam version, they did that dumb thing where they kind of put like a weird filter over it to make it look smooth. Like it doesn't it's not pixelated. It looks like weird smooth graphics now, and it just looks bad, right?
Like Vaseline or
like they put it through an automatic vector system, and it like it's super bad looking, right?
Yeah.
So like it looks bad. Now you can hack it to run with the original sprites because it's literally on the Steam and mobile phone versions. It's literally running a ROM that it then goes through and packages to have the new graphics, right? You can hack it to not do that, but you have to do the effort there. Every version has had a different translation. The original translation was done by a Ted Woolsey. Have you heard of Ted Woolsey?
almost rings a bell.
So he's a famous translator from the Super Nintendo era who did a lot of work with games where he really focused on making it a good, interesting translation instead of it being an accurate translation. So some people really want their games to be that super accurate translation, making sure that every line that is said in Japanese is directly translated in English. He didn't do that.
Oh, okay.
He made Kefka from a boring, just generic villain into a Joker-esque maniac who yells stuff like, "Son of a submariner!" And when you tell him to wait, he's like, "Wait, what do I look like, a waiter?" Like, he says like these amazing lines, right?
Yeah.
But those are not, accurate to the original translation. So some people don't like that. Now, mind you, for people who do, you can't go back to the original because the original is so dry compared to the fun, interesting translation, right? And so it was Super Nintendo, original translation. Super Nintendo, original, great translation, Ted Woolsey. That's the best version in my eyes for playing the game. PS1, literal translation, not good. It's 1-to-1 accurate with the Japanese. Very dry. Not as fun. It also has loading times for an 8-bit or 16-bit game. Random encounters, you have load times. That sucks. Don't play PS1 Final Fantasy Remix. They're bad.
Huh.
Yeah, no, don't do them. Because they have load times. Game Boy Advance, again, worse audio. Better translation, so the Game Boy Advance translation then goes back and re-adds back in some of the Ted Woolsey's most famous stuff. Yeah. Because you want to keep those are fun, right? But for the most part, is a good script that is a good mix of the two. But again, the music's ruined. It's not as good. And because it's on the Game Boy Advance, and the original Game Boy Advance didn't have backlight, they actually just cranked up the brightness on all the sprites by a bunch. And as such, when playing it on, say, a TV or playing it on, anything with light, it looks very bright, which looks almost wrong. Like, it looks like you have to turn the contrast down. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the mobile version, Steam version, it looks terrible. I think it uses the Game Boy Advance translation. So there's all these different versions.
So which one's the best in your opinion?
In my opinion, the best is the Super Nintendo one.
Okay.
Because, so the new bonus stuff is nice, but it's nothing amazing. It's just a few more dragon bosses that are all recolors of previous bosses that give you new weapons to take on, and this is kind of cool. It was, the final boss of the bonus dungeon is a boss that was originally supposed to be in Final Fantasy VI, but removed. So it's been re-added back in as a bonus boss.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool, but for the most part, it's nothing amazing. So what I would say is play through the Super Nintendo version first, because that is the best version. Best script, best music, best graphics, everything works perfectly, but doesn't have the bonus features. So play through that first, and then you play through it the second time, because again, it's it's a shorter Final Fantasy 2. It's not that long. Like, you could beat it in 25 hours, maybe.
Okay,
like
it's pretty short for Final Fantasy.
For Final Fantasy, right?
Yeah.
So you can get through it there. And I would say then go through with GBA and get through that. Now, another thing is you won't really encounter them on normal gameplay. There are some bad glitches in the Super Nintendo version. Some skills are broken to a point where they don't work. Wow. There's a character whose whole thing is called Sketch, where basically if you fight an opponent, you can sketch them and grab their moves and sort of fight as them. Sketching certain enemies can make it so that she can never attack again for the rest of the game. Yeah. She's broken.
Huh.
That's fixed for all later versions.
Okay.
There's also a bug that you can use on enemies. So basically, there's a skill called Vanish, which makes it so that when you cast Vanish on yourself, you can't be hit by physical attacks, but your accuracy, your dodge rate for magic attacks goes to 0. You can't dodge them. Physically, they can't hurt you. Magic always hits.
Huh.
Cast Vanish on a boss, then cast Doom, the instant kill spell. Since the spell is a 100% hit rate, and bosses aren't immune to Doom, you can kill bosses in one turn by casting Vanish and casting Doom. So, that's a problem.
Yeah.
But you won't encounter that on normal gameplay. But for those are fixed for later versions.
Okay.
So that's a bit of the bad. But for the most part, like I'd say Super Nintendo, that'd be the version to go. And it's on the Super Nintendo Classic.
Oh, it's right there.
That's right there. Definitely look into that. If you have a Super Nintendo Classic, that's like that's the number one game I recommend playing on that.
All right.
All right.
So now the interesting.
Weird or interesting? Yes.
So I want to talk about the ending for the third game.
Yes. Okay.
Because it is the most interesting thing of this entire thing. You don't care about spoilers.
I've already seen the ending of the third game.
Oh.
I watched a full playthrough when the game came out.
Okay. I was looking forward to seeing your reactions, but...
Oh, no, but it's been a while since I remember all the details, but I remember being shocked by it a bit. But go ahead.
Okay. So spoilers for Bioshock Infinite, the ending. So throughout the game, you have Elizabeth by your side. You discover that she is your daughter.
Yep.
Going back a bit, there's this whole theme about the circle being unbroken and all that. It was like the first song you hear when you enter Columbia. But going back to the end, you kill the there's this big giant bird called the songbird.
Yes, that thing. It's in PlayStation All Stars.
Yeah. He's kind of the protector of Elizabeth, trying to get her back the entire game. But you come to a point where you can control it and all that. And that kind of creates like a rift in time and space. The first place you go is back to Rapture, which is really cool. Mm-hmm. That's where you kill a songbird. And then this is where it starts to get really, really messed up. I'm going to try to describe it as best I can to my ability. There are these lighthouses, infinite number of lighthouses. You walk around and you get told like this, you're stuck in a time loop basically. And you can see all possible outcomes of like what happened, like entering the lighthouse. And then huge timey-wimey stuff, but at the very end, you go back to the time where it splits off, like all the timeline splits off, and you decide like if Booker's going to be baptized and then become Comstock, the main villain of the game, or not be baptized. I think it's the other way around. Or not be baptized and become the hero.
Yeah,
one
of the two, yeah.
But what happens is that I don't know like how they explain like how Elizabeth loses her finger through the time rift and all that, and how Comstock went back in time to get Elizabeth and trap her, just like keep her safe and all that. But they somehow figure out how to like break the time loop. I think it's just like one little tiny little thing that they change, like a butterfly effect type thing, and they drown Booker at the very end to like cut the head off of everything to prevent like any future versions of Booker becoming a possibility and like becoming a tyrant of Columbia and breaking the time loop. Mm-hmm. And that's the end. You
get killed by your daughter. And isn't there
Daughters.
I was going to say there's multiple versions of her too.
An interesting thing is that like those versions of her are like previous like iterations of like concept art.
Yep.
And it's like really cool.
Yep.
And like the last shot of the game is like as they're all like disappearing, the Elizabeths, because like if Booker's dead, Elizabeth isn't gonna be born, right? So like do it's like it does it to the music, and like the final Elizabeth, like the one you've been with the whole time, she like doesn't disappear, but like it goes black, which I think is that like the entire universe like just like resets.
Oh, interesting.
So
cool.
Like, yeah, I really like that ending. Even though if it took like a few YouTube videos
to understand. Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah.
All right.
It's pretty good.
So, some of my interesting stuff for Final Fantasy VI. So number one, there is probably one of the few occasions where a Final Fantasy game has a direct reference to another. There's a character in 6 who appeared as a boss in 5. Yeah, there's just a character in 6 who says that they came through a wormhole.
What?
And they're like, yeah, I just came here and I'm here now. And it was a character who was a boss in 5 that at the end gets sucked into a time portal. So it's like, and this is going a little bit further, but it's way later revealed in the sequel to Final Fantasy IV that all the Final Fantasy, there's a multiverse to Final Fantasy. It is, even though they're separate universes, it's a multiverse.
They're like under one umbrella.
Yes, yeah. Where there is like the ability to go between them. There's the ability to, and it all started when this alien dude basically planted the seeds of crystals on each of these worlds. Each of those worlds becomes the Final Fantasy world.
Huh.
So it's like the crystals connect everything. So that's really neat. Another interesting thing is that this game has one of the characters in it is just like a ninja guy. His name's Shadow, of course it is, right? But he's really interesting in a couple of reasons. Number one, he's like the coolest character in the game because he comes equipped with a dog who will literally just randomly in the middle of battle run out on screen and attack enemies.
That's cool.
Because he's equipped with his dog's name's Interceptor, which is a great name for a dog, right? But and this is really a spoiler, but at one point, you're asked to wait for him in a Metroid style escape sequence, right? So you're like, oh no, if we leave, he'll be gone. And literally, if you leave, then he's gone for the rest of the game. He dies. So you actually have to, in a Metroid style escape sequence where there's a timer counting down, you are one tile away from like getting off this being destroyed island.
Yeah.
You have to wait till there's 2 or 3 seconds left on the timer. Then he joins you with enough time to click enter and go on. So it's literally, you have to be there to the last second. Huh. So it's a bit of a secret. Well, a lot of people missed him because that makes him gone for the rest of the game. But and it's like a really cool sort of like there's a lot of really interesting secrets about the game. And it's one of those games that has people still talking about trying to find secrets, trying to find new ways to get characters who are like in your party for one scene, like how to get them permanently. So it's one of those games, and it's just like start to finish is super interesting to talk about and super not the deepest game for its story, but it's definitely one that makes you like just really appreciate the universe. And I guess one of the reasons why I want to talk about it for Bioshock is that it actually has a very similar aesthetic to Bioshock.
Really?
It kind of goes for like every previous Final Fantasy was generic fantasy, right? This one goes for almost a steampunk style with like a lot of metal, a lot of arches, a lot of Art Deco stuff, a lot of gold arches and stuff. So even thinking about how the towns are laid out and how everything looks, it looks similar.
Okay.
And that's actually one of like that's a style that kind of got replicated in 7 a little bit, and a lot of people say like just like how Ocarina of Time is just 3D Link to the Past, they say Final Fantasy 7 is just 3D Final Fantasy 6, right? So a lot of ideas come from that game instead, right? So yeah, the art style is similar. There's even like some old-timey like music that happens that's like original old-timey music, but like there's the auction house song, which we'll look up later, sounds like it could be in Bioshock, right? It sounds like it could be in one of the vendor dudes.
I love like that kind of like music aesthetic, like
definitely. Yeah. So and it's really interesting hearing it through the Super Nintendo, which is that again like that sound chip works. They had to basically hack it to get it to work because like it does cool stuff with the music there. And finally, if you're interested in something that's kind of cool, you know how I talked about the opera scene?
Yeah.
There's a guy who you probably know. His name is Jake Kaufman. Vert, the composer of Shovel Knight, made his own version of the Final Fantasy VI opera scene in the style of an original Queen song.
Huh.
Like, sounding like Freddie Mercury, sounding like a Queen song, but it's a rock opera version of the Final Fantasy opera.
That's pretty damn
and
cool.
It's like, again, like a 16-minute song because it goes through the entire play, but it's so good. So go look that up if you want. It's called the Impresario. It's on OC Remix, and it is a must listen to for anyone who's interested in Final Fantasy 6 there, and will probably be the credits song
I
here.
really gotta play the games.
Yes. I would definitely say your next one to play would be 6. I know 7 is more culturally relevant to you right now, but I feel like 7 is almost like it's pretty beginner friendly, but the systems are very similar in 6 and are introduced better in 6 for sure.
Oh, okay.
So I would definitely say if you're going to play another one after this, it would be 6. So,
All right.
and I actually own Bioshock 1 and 2.
Oh, you do?
I got them with my $20 Xbox 360.
Have you played them?
Nope.
No? Should give them a shot.
Definitely one of these days. I'm really hoping to, once I'm more settled down with stuff, to just do streams where I literally hit a randomizer on my game library and just play, a couple hours of what I'm given, right? So I'm hoping to do that. But yeah, so that was Import. Yeah, where we got through those games, and hey, maybe you've learned of one that you never played that you are now interested in. You have our, vetted suggestions here.
The Bioshock collection, it's on PS4. It contains all the DLC from all 3 games. Three games, of course. High res, like 4K capable, I think.
Nice.
I'm not completely sure.
Does it include the multiplayer for 2?
No.
Okay.
No.
I heard some people really like that.
Yeah, I think it was like a cult classic type stuff.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Okay. And Final Fantasy VI, like I say, I recommend getting it on Super Nintendo Classic. Or, hey, if you got a Wii... No, you can't do it on the Wii anymore. I don't think it's on Wii U either. Yeah, Super Nintendo Classic, that'd be your best bet. If you have to play it on PlayStation, just note that there's load times. And the GBA version is good, but you'll be playing with inferior audio. So, and don't get it on Steam unless you want to hack it. So, yeah.
Sounds good.
All right.
So, next time, we will be doing a... I forget what they're called. Bonus freight for Ant-Man and the Wasp review, I think.
Oh, yes, right.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Talk about the future of the MCU from there and what we thought of the movie. So we'll do that in a bonus freight.
We will. As for the regular episode,
We'll figure it out.
keep going as we're going.
We'll figure it out. So thank you all for listening, and we'll see you all next time.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Look into the sins of your past. Love as if today were your last. Better times have slipped away. I'm lost beneath the waves. Nothing left to save. Savage crime. It was not yet her time. For whom the tower peals. One final morning chime. For the survivors. Speak to me before my fate is reckoned. Comfort me, they'll arrive at any second. 6 o'clock, and I got no doubt the gang is out for blood. Is on your hands, our own, killed in the fight. You'll die tonight. There he is. Maria. Why is he on our block? Track him down, make him bleed. We'll take him. We'll to his grave. Mario, break our love. We were never meant to live this life. Then I will die sooner than see you gone. I'm gonna go down swinging. Here's our